Factoring by grouping will be the next method that we review. Again, factoring by grouping is normally done when we have more than 3 terms in our polynomial in order to break it apart into smaller factors. So first thing we do is we want to group the terms. Usually what we do is we split the terms in half and half, and we look for a common factor within each of these halves. Well, our first 2 terms have a common factor of a, leaving us with x minus y. Whatever we factor out of the next terms, we need to be left with x minus y. So if we factor out the common factor of b, we're left with x minus y. Now what we have is 2 terms that have a common factor of x minus y. If we factor out x minus y and divide it out of both of these terms, we're left with a plus b. And there we're factored. Again, split in half. GCF of the first 2 is 3. Whatever we factor out of the second 2 needs to leave us with x minus y. Well, since right now we have a negative ax plus ay, we have a common factor of a, and if we factor out a negative a, it changes both of those signs. With the new common factor of x minus y, we're left with 3 minus a. We can continue and split. And here we already have a plus 2b, but we need to factor out something, and we can always factor out 1 or negative 1, depending on whether or not we need to change the signs. So that way we have our common factor of a plus 2b, and we're left with 6x plus 1. When we look here and split, we see that there's no common factor here or here. So we need to rearrange our terms. There's a few different ways we could rearrange it. I'm going to go ahead and move this over here. So we have p squared q squared minus 2q squared. And then we're left with the negative 10 and the 5. Well, here I have a smaller coefficient than I do here. So what I can do is rewrite this as 5 plus p squared minus 10. That way, again, we have a smaller and a larger value. Let's go ahead and look at our factors now. Common factor of q squared, p squared minus 2. And we want to end with p squared minus 2 over here, so we have to factor out a 5. P squared minus 2 is our common binomial. Q squared plus 5 is what's left.